It's been 26 years since the first farms were taken in the Zimbabwean fast-track land reform program. And until today, the issue has not been resolved, especially on compensation. Of course, for a large part of our constituency, the title deed holders who were displaced, it is not only about compensation, it is also about their right as Zimbabwean citizens to farm in their own right without having to be forced into a joint venture or to lease land from someone else. And that will only be resolved if there's some form of restitution. And then it's also about equal citizenship. Why should only certain people based on race be allowed to freely own farmland without fearing that it will be taken from them? Hence, we have different mandates in different organizations in Zimbabwe to pursue the restoration program and to get rural Zimbabwe to a place where it can once again earn dollars and create jobs where Zimbabwe needs it most, in the deep rural spaces. Now, there is no solution without the USA getting involved somehow because of the Zedira sanctions. That must first be lifted before there is access to financial institutions such as the World Bank or the IMF. And without an injection from outside in terms of the funding, no compensation is possible. And also there, we have different mandates in different organizations. There are those mostly old and frail and destitute farmers who are prepared to sell their title deeds today for a deposit of more or less 1% of the total value of their land, and the hope that this time, 26 years later, the government of Zimbabwe will keep its promise and gradually also pay the rest, be it in the form of bonds or any other form. And then there are those who say, no, we do not trust the system. We have been through it a few times. We have even bought into the global compensation deed 6 years ago, and nothing came of that. And they do not trust the bonds because it is government-backed, and who would prefer to wait a little longer, but then get more just and equitable compensation out of it. A lot of this tussle will depend on how the USA sees the future of Zimbabwe-USA relations. And we receive many, many questions on that. Questions we cannot answer, not because we have not done enough research, but because there is no answer yet. There is no clear way forward, simply because there are different schools of thoughts within the USA. Unfortunately, in this battle of ideas, we are now sitting in a situation where those with the strongest voices have the better chance to influence policy. And remember, this is the main function of any farmers' organization. We are there to influence policies, to do advocacy. And to do it in another country, to try to do advocacy amongst the policy makers in the USA, takes quite a special effort. In the USA, there are lobbyists who try to gain the ear of policymakers, and we have enough of them too in the Zimbabwe compensation process. At the moment, there are lobbyists who have been appointed by previous executive committees of farmers' organizations and who believe that they have reached the ears of policymakers, and their message is a little different to the mainstream of title deed holders. So how do you do that kind of advocacy? In SAI, along with our partners in the CFU and in SACFA, we have decided that we will target those officials in the USA who have the strongest influence on the development of policy, especially the policy documents which have to find their way to the desks of senators and congressmen. There are also the think tanks. Those are institutes who try to do the research and then advise the policymakers. And we have partnered up with one of the strongest of those think tanks, the Hudson Institute, to set up a webinar in which we put all the facts on the table. The idea is simply to say, how did we get where we are now? Exactly where are we now, given the broader scope of foreign debt in Zimbabwe? What is on the table now? And what is the road forward? Which scenarios could play off? And what are the forces favoring each one of those scenarios? What can one do to enhance those forces or to work against them? Now, that webinar was supposed to be held already last week, and unfortunately we had to postpone it to today, on Monday. But last night, one of the worst storms in the history of DC has hit Washington, and it is impossible to have our webinar today. Many people who work at the Hudson Institute and in the White House, in Congress, in Senate, received the message that they do not need to come through to the offices today because of this storm. And once again, we need to postpone. But as soon as we can, we will have this webinar and then explore the possible ways forward. And in SAI, we are proud of the opportunity we got to have voices in that debate too. So to all our members who are impatient, who look forward to the webinar today, we are so sorry there's just about nothing we can do about it. But thank you for the support. Without your support and without your active involvement, there's just no way we can prove that we have a mandate behind the voices we make heard in Washington, D.C. to influence the way forward.